Good morning, guys. It is Monday, March 1st. We're starting the third month of 2021, and we are in some energy. So we're still in the full moon in Virgo energy. So if you haven't done your full moon work yet, you can still do it. If you haven't done the call, do the call. If you haven't ever done any full moon work, I think that you should. And it doesn't have to be this big deal. All you really need to do for this full moon at this point is to soften in to releasing stagnant energy. That's kind of the key of this particular Virgo full moon, is releasing what is not working anymore and trusting that when you do so, it's all going to be okay and you're not going to die. So if you haven't done it, I highly recommend that you do. Now, March is starting off with some big energy. We are in Pisces energy until the 21st of March. So most of this month is going to be in this Pisces energy, okay? Which means we are in our feels. And my friends, I don't think I've ever been more in my feels. I mean, I'm sure I have been, but it is intense. It's a lot of crying. It's a lot of fear, honestly. It feels to me like just all of the underlying, like, subconscious old traumas, like anything that you've feared, your biggest fears, or at least for me, just kind of coming up and just being there in your presence, after possibly not being in your presence for a long time. And suddenly it's like, oh, what am I supposed to do with this? And the answer isn't that simple, because whereas before something would come up and we would say, okay, I need to fix it. This isn't fix it energy, right? It's not. This is allow it energy. This is trust your process energy. This is you've been manifesting something for months. Allow it to come through energy. And, with how much most of us like to control things or believe that we are controlling things, this energy is incredibly destabilizing and not the most fun. So, big ups to my Pisces, because Pisces is not one to play with. The other thing to note is that Venus is in Pisces right now. It clicked into Pisces, I think, on Friday, and we all felt that in some way, shape, or form. And when Venus is in Pisces, Venus is the planet of love and relationships, and Pisces is, the most intuitive, the most etherically connected of the water signs, and also the most emotional in such a way that it's difficult sometimes to human, okay? So when you bring those two energies together and you have your Venus in Pisces, you are really, really tapping into your watery depths, your magic, your powers of manifestation, your creativity, and what it means to you to feel safe. What do you need in your life, in your relationships, to feel safe and solid and good? And we're being asked that question in some really serious ways right now. So if you are in a relationship that you've been in for a while, chances are you are looking at that. Chances are you're seeing it from different perspectives, depending on what you've been working on the past year, and especially the past few months. But you've grown, you have shifted, you've upgraded, and now it's important to realize that when you do those things, when you put forth the energy to make shifts and changes are going to happen. So, we sometimes feel shocked when things actually start moving. But, I guess that's the mystery of us, right? That we become so shocked about these things. Woo. So, all right. I want you to take note of these things just because these are dates to remember. We have Venus in Pisces until March 21st. We are in Pisces, generally speaking, until March 21st. It's going to be a lot, all right? But then on March 21st, we move into Aries season, which is going to be so good, okay? Not that March is not going to be good, and we'll get to that in a moment. But we are going to be so appreciative of the fire that Aries brings that we are just going to like rip our clothes off and dance through the streets naked, because it's going to feel so good, like after all this water, all right? So it's coming. It is coming. And Venus is going to leave Pisces at that time, and that will feel like a relief as well. So that is coming. And when we click into Aries, because Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac, right? So when we move into Aries, we start an astrological new year. So yet again, beginning energy, yet again, moving into spring, which we feel, we hear, the birds are singing. It's coming, guys. And this is like the most... It's going to be something, but this month, for most of March, is going to be fine-tuning you. It's going to be refining you. It's going to be making everything so clear once you get through the muckety muck of what happens in the spring. It's, hello, mud, right? So much mud, okay? So there's that. Now, I've been talking to you guys a lot lately about numbers. And I don't even know why all of a sudden that's the thing, but it is. And those of you who were live with me on the moon call, we did some number interpreting with, you know, the numbers that came through for you during the call. And I'm finding that the numbers are really connected to the energies in a unique way. And I'm finding big messages in them. I hope you're finding that as well. I know you guys have been seeing a lot of repeating numbers. Pay attention to these numbers. It's messages coming through for you. That being said, here we are on the first day of March, and on Wednesday, we have a whopper of an energy day. It is a 3 day, a triple 3, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 3. Think about what we've talked about with the number 3. It is a journey, and it's half the story, right? It's half of an 8. It's half of a story. However, there's 3 that day. And when you have the 3, 3, 3, they're making this pyramid, and it is a portal day. So what that means is that we are going to get a break in this energy, and it is going to be important for you on that day to really sink in to who you are and what you want, okay? You've done releasing. You've moved yourself out of the path of what is not for you. So now, on this day, on Wednesday, 333, I want you to remind yourself, and I will absolutely remind you as well, of who the hell you are, why you're here, and command the energy to work for you. You are not at the mercy of these energies. And sometimes we forget that, especially when they feel so intense. Because I feel like I'm at the mercies of some energy right now, and I'm hearing myself speak as we live and breathe. And I'm not at the mercy of this energy. You are not at the mercy of this energy. In fact, I called this upon myself, and so did you. When we ask for growth, when we ask for clarity, when we do things like join together in a moon call and give Archangel Michael permission to cut timelines that are stagnant in our lives, what do we think is going to happen, right? We're not living in a time where things take a long time. We are in rapid manifestation time. So just remember that and feel the excitement even as you go through whatever you're going through, because big things are happening. Big emotions are happening, and that's not going to stop because we are going to be in this energy for quite a bit. So the theme of March is building, build. build, build, build. And that's good because so far the theme of 2021 has kind of been like, burn the motherfucker to the ground, because that's, kind of what you have to do before you start building. Good news is, wow, we really went fast with that, even though 2 months have seemed like 2 years, but we've gone fast with it, and that's awesome. So these past 2 months have been a burning down of the structures within ourselves. And you know the saying, as above, so below, as within, so without. And number one, our first priority and our first job is here. And so that's what we're doing. So what I'm seeing is that these first 2 months have been an inner transformation for us. It's been our inner destruction of all things, all structures, all thought patterns, all the old things that are not working for us anymore, all of the relationships, the jobs, the thoughts, the ways, all of it, okay? Destruction of that. And then we're moving into building in the 3rd month, which is telling me that as we move into building in the 3rd month for us within ourselves, we're about to see in the external world destruction. Okay? Is that making sense for you? We did 2 months of inner destruction. Now we're moving into building. We've got 2 months of outer destruction coming before we move into that building. So we're kind of overlapping and staggering the inner and the outer work. And that's good, because if we're doing it all at the same time, that would be just even more too much. It would be more too much, Don't you love my English? So think about that and be proud of yourself for where you are at personally right now, because you've done a lot of work and you made it through the destruction phases. Okay? Not to say there's not still going to be stuff that moves around, that shifts and all that, because we're constantly working on these things. We're constantly creating new timelines and aligning with different things. We change our mind, and that's okay. So there's still going to be movement, especially if you have been working on some big stuff. All right? However, the bulk of it is done. And now we just have to receive and allow and start to build with our new foundation. Okay? It is an exciting time, and it is stepping into our sovereignty and our ability not to control, that's the wrong word now, to choose. Okay? You don't need to control anything, because control is an illusion. We are not controllable. Machines are controllable. Inanimate objects are controllable. But us? No, absolutely not. We don't like being controlled because we are fundamentally not meant to be controlled. However, we can choose and should choose. So, what are you building this month in your life? What are you building? And how will you enjoy it? Carve out moments for yourself this month to enjoy things you are building. Carve out time to meditate. And when I say meditate, here's what I mean. I'm not talking about going and finding a very quiet place and, running through all the different mudras with your hands and being very present and zen. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking a moment and really immersing yourself in the energy of what you want to build in your life. What does it feel like? Do you honor that for yourself? What are your choices? Right? Let yourself feel the energy of it. Let yourself dream. Use your imagination. This is how you build, okay? It all starts here first. It starts here, and then you feel it in your heart. And when you start feeling it, you're already living that experience, and it has no choice but to pop in. And it's popping in fast. So, building this month, okay? The other thing that I want to tell you is that we really need to trust in our newfound understanding of time. There's no rush anymore, even though it feels like there is. When we do something in the now moment, when we put our energy in this now moment, when we can be present, we affect all of our timelines, okay? We open up new timelines simply by having all of our energy in this moment as much as possible. So just remember that anything you send love to in this present moment is affected by that love, be it your past, be it your future, be it people you don't talk to anymore. It doesn't matter. You don't have to let go of loving things. And I think that's going to be really important for us as we move through this month, because there is going to be some shifting in our relationships, in who we connect with. And sometimes when that happens, it can feel like we're losing. And it can feel like we are not allowed to love the same way anymore. And that's not true. You're honoring your path, and you can do that in a loving manner. Love doesn't stop. Love is an energy, and energy never ceases to exist. So what are you choosing? Where are you moving from? Can you start building from your heart space and not from fear, from lack, from anxiety? Can you be here in this space even as we move through this insane Pisces energy and all the feels are everywhere? Can you do it? Yes, you can. And I am here to cheer you on every step of the way. So let's get to some cards, because as always, Fairy Forest wants to play. So we're going to go ahead and pull a card from the Fairy Forest deck for the energy of March. And I want to remind you, whether you're listening live right now, if you're on the podcast or on the YouTube, hopefully everything is recording. I want to remind you that if you have questions, if there's something that you want to chat more about, if you need more clarification on, please reach out to me. This is what I'm here for. I'm happy to always answer any questions on the live and delve into any topics that you're interested in. So send me an email, send me a direct message, however you want to reach me. All right? All right. Here we go. I swear to God, if it's this card I'm thinking of, I'm done with the Fairy Forest if it's the one I'm thinking of. It won't be. Ooh. All right. Here's some new energy. Thank God, right? All right, so Fairy Forest deck is number 31. The Fairy Norn. While I have pulled this card before in life, I haven't pulled this card in a long time, like a really long time. So here we go. You ready? Fairy Norn. It's number 31. Of course it is. Oh my God, it's like 3-1 and it's number 31. The numbers got jokes. All right. It is time to be careful, precise, and considered about what you do and what you say. It is time to share wisely, to look around very carefully, and to consider what patterns of your life will be going forward. It is time to do small and very precise things each day that will increase the stability in your world. It is time for the small, the everyday, to be cared for, observed, and known, and for all the loose ends of life to be tied up neatly, one by one. There is clutter and some chaos about you. There is no blame in that, the Fairy Norn knows, for all lives, when well lived, hold such things. But your job now is to begin to tidy up your life, to shape it and make it into a form that is more contained, more organized, and somehow, for all of this control, more free. For when you introduce the order, the chaos can no longer eat away at precious reserves of time. Emotions are not squandered in the petty dramas that humans love to dally with, and you know what must be done, carefully, precisely, and with clear intent, to bring the next shape into your life. Do this, and watch your fate simultaneously reveal and transform itself. Well, I'm here for that message. So lots of that Virgo moon energy still happening, right? Lots of that Virgo moon energy still happening. We're building, we're organizing, and we're planning. We're getting things in order because we're building, and it's amazing. So I will post this card in the Restoration Facebook group. I would like to remind all of you, if you are not currently in restoration, you can join for free. Your first month is now always free with code ACTIVATE. So join us, be in the community, do the lunar work with us, be supported. It's a good time. So reach out if you need to. I'm excited. I'm exhausted, but I'm excited. I think that the energy of this month is really transformational, and this transition time that we're in right now is going to prove pretty epic for all of us who have been in this for a while and doing this work, right? So I look forward to what March is unfolding for us. I look forward to delving into more channeling with you guys. Join me every Thursday night. We're channeling the Purple Crescent and whoever else is coming through these days. And we have some amazing guests on the podcast this month, starting with 333. On Wednesday, we have Steph Forlini, and she is a TikToker, and she has been deep diving into something called the Gateway Project that has been released by the CIA. Okay, so I will post a link in the Restoration Facebook so you can go look at her TikToks, and if you have any questions for her, she will be with us 10:30 on Wednesday, and we'll be talking about that. I also have Girl in the Universe, who is my favorite Instagram Schumann resonance guru, and she will be with us next Monday at 10:30 also. People don't like waking up at 8:30, it turns out. But she'll be here to answer ascension questions and all of that. So if you have any questions, please send them my way so that we can get them answered. I'm super excited to get into all of the things with you guys. I love you. I'm excited for another month with you. Thank you so much for being here, for being supportive. I love you so much. I keep saying it, but I'm just really emotional right now. And although I am a Scorpio, that's not the kind of emotions that I'm comfortable with. So I'm learning and growing too. Have an amazing Monday. If you have enjoyed listening to this live podcast, YouTube, whatever, it would mean so much to me if you would subscribe, follow, or share with your friends. I'll see you on Wednesday. Mwah. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and follow.